Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to Mediumship Monday. So today is September 8, 2025, and I've actually been talking to a couple people today that normally wouldn't talk about tarot, I don't think, but have asked me like a million questions today because they found out I read tarot, blah, 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 blah. And then it reminded me that I'm supposed to be doing mediumship readings for people. And I just have been slacking. So I thought I would go ahead and do that. I'm using these 4 decks. These 2 are tarot. This is the new Yokio Tarot by Los Scarabeo. This is the Answer Oracle. It's on somebody's channel that I don't think is on anymore. But this was on Make Playing Cards. It's the linen-y card stock from Make Playing Cards. This is, I don't remember the name of this, but this was a deck. It's an oracle deck on Etsy that I got. This is part 2, and there's like 100 cards in this deck. And then this is a indie deck I got off Etsy also. Where's the box? I just had the box. It is the Life is Like a Board Game Tarot, and it's quite accurate. So we're going to start off with the Yukio Tarot. So that's the one that first called to me. And we're going to just ask. I'm actually going to do a quick meditation. I'm going to pause you while I do that because I forgot to do that. Bear with me one moment. Okay. It took a minute for me, but it was a second for you guys. A split second. I actually had I do a mediumship reading every day at work, my first break. And I had some very bad cards come through today. I have a guy that works on my team that lives in a not great neighborhood. He has had 5 siblings in the less than 90 days that he's worked there murdered. So today when I walked in, I was like, oh, trying to be chipper and everything. And just as soon as he walked in, the oppression just hit me in waves. And I'm like, oh, I just felt so drained and wore out. And I was like, oh my God. And then when I went to break, the cards were not good. And so I assumed it was one of the many siblings he's had. Not siblings, but like relatives. Like there was 2 that were, I think one was a brother. I think 3 or 4 were cousins that were all super close with him. So he's in a bad way right now. It boggles my mind. I feel like we live in 2 different worlds, even though he lives like maybe 15 minutes from me, because the neighborhood he lives in is not the greatest. And I don't live in a neighborhood full of crime or anything like that. I mean, not that I know of. So it really shook me today. And so I think that's what was coming through the cards was one of his relatives. I don't know who. I don't know why. The reading was so oppressive though that I was just like, I can't do anymore. So this is the space I'm giving any of them, or someone else, the space to speak to me through the cards so I can relate to you guys. And it could be whoever. It could be, I do this for the collective. It's not just for me. Although sometimes my grandfather pops in before I start the reading. As I'm starting the reading, he'll pop in and I'm like, get out of here. And then somebody else will come through. So I almost feel like he's my liaison to the other side. He's been gone a very long time. And it makes sense. I've just turned 49 and he died when I was 17. So he's been gone a very long time. So I feel like he's my liaison to the other side sometimes. Like he'll come in and be like, I'm checking things out, making sure the environment's okay. Here comes my cat. And then he'll be like, okay, now it's cool for them to step through. And I feel that as I'm saying that, I'm like, yes, this is so true. That's totally the thing I was feeling. But anyway, I'm already 5 minutes in almost, and I'm rambling. My cat's right in my way. So what I'm going to do is, if there's any spirit that would like to speak to me through the cards, just who are you? Who are you? And as I say this, as I shuffle, I hold that intention of who are you, and a card popped out. And it's the freaking World card. Wow. I had that come in earlier today too, but not for this. I think it came through for a reading I did for myself for lunch, because at lunchtime I always do a reading to see how the rest of my day is going. But it's the World here. We got a some kind of thing. It looks like it's missing its legs here, and then a lion dude, and then an eagle, and then an angel. Oh, that gives me kind of goosebumps, because it feels like I feel like saying all eyes are on me. Like, it's a, and I don't want to say it's a female, even though there's a female on this card. Usually the World card has a female, so that doesn't mean anything to me. But it feels like all eyes are on me, like you're center stage. Interesting. So then we're going to take the other tarot deck. Where did I put it? And we're going to ask, what is your personality? What is your personality? Now, this deck is unique in that it has sayings for the minors. So, and then the Judgment card. Oh my gosh. And then this is what the majors look like. So the Judgment card, and then we have another one popped out here. The Chariot. Oh my God. Okay. If this is my grandfather, please step back, because that is my soul card, and that's my card of the year. And he knows that. So if this is my grandfather, please step back and let whoever's in. And look, the freaking Death card is on the bottom. Unbelievable. If this is my grandfather, please step back and let someone else have a chance to talk. Please. Almost, if you notice when I do these spreads, either this card or my card of the year will pop out if it's a relative of mine. And you know what? It could be my aunt, because she passed in June or July. I was not able to go to the funeral, but I did have a dream about her the 2 days before she passed, the day before she passed. Yeah, it was literally the day before. So, and I didn't realize it was her, because she was young, and I've only ever seen her older. And then my other aunt posted a picture of her holding her as a baby at the same age she was in my dream. And I'm like, oh my God, it's her. So this could very well be her coming through right now. And she has not came through my cards at all. And because she just recently passed, I was not expecting to see her in the cards at all. So that's interesting. It could very well be her. Okay. We're going to ask you a couple questions here. How did you die? I got this deck here I'm using. How did you die? Underwater. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm pretty certain this is my aunt coming through. Oh my gosh. I got boyfriend, girlfriend, and then ran away. That does not feel like. That feels like a separate person here than this. My aunt died of a heart attack, and I've learned when you're having a heart attack, your lungs fill up with water, and they're essentially drowning. So that makes sense for this. This feels completely different. Like, she's just like, hey, I'm here, and then somebody else swooped in. Interesting. Let me go back to the Yoki Tarot here and see who's here now. Who is here now? Who is here now? Who is here now? Seriously, okay, this is it's some relation to me. I don't know that it's my aunt. It could be multiple people, because I've literally had my uncle died in December, my aunt died in July, my father-in-law died a couple weeks ago, my daughter's adopted mom died in March or April, I had my grandmother died like 2-3 years ago. My stepmother died a couple years ago. And then my other uncle died a few years before that. So the Five of Wands, if you guys don't know, is my forever stalker card. I don't know. It doesn't matter what deck I use. It always finds a way to pop out. And so I feel like this is a family member, for real. For real. For real. Because there is conflict in the family right now as we speak. And I'm pretty sure my grandfather, everybody knows, and my grandfather was the first to come through the cards and be like, I know what's going on. I know there's conflict. They need to get their shit together. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. So I don't know who this is, but now they're like, I think it's almost like they're saying, it doesn't matter who I am. It matters, the message is what matters. So that's interesting. So let's pull from the other oracle. I can't remember this deck. I'll post it if I remember. But this is a second. There's two versions. And both of them have different cards. So, yeah. Who is it that's come through here? How did you pass? How did you pass? And these are hard to shuffle because there's a lot of them. Gaslighting. Wow. Yeah, it's like they don't want to talk about how they passed. They want to talk about the issues that are currently going on. Transhumanism. Yeah, I don't... It feels like several people coming through at once. Okay, we need to take a step back. And only one person, please, come through. Who are you? Who are you? Friend. A friend of who? A friend of mine or a friend of somebody else's? A friend of who? Illuminati hub. That's probably not the right. And then the bottom of the deck says warning. Interesting. I'm going to pull this other oracle. A friend of who? A friend of who? Who are you a friend of? Oh, that one popped out. Another town, state, country. Interesting. And then we got dreams, vision, signs on the bottom. This is crazy because I usually don't get multiple energies coming through. That's crazy. Who are you a friend of? Who are you a friend of? That was just on the bottom of the deck, and I shuffled it, and it popped out again. The moon, a friend of the moon. So I did have a friend back in 2019. We stopped speaking. No, I take that back. Yes, take that back. We stopped speaking the day my grandbaby was born. We had had a falling out a few days before, and she just lost her mind. And I haven't spoken to her since. He's now 7. And will be 7 at the end of the month. And this almost feels like her energy. It's very chaotic. But I don't know if she's passed or not. Like, she started getting into drugs really bad. All kinds of stuff. So I don't know what happened to her. She was my best friend in the whole wide world for like 15 years. And then one day just, I don't like you anymore. I'm not talking to you anymore. Cut me off from all her social media, everything. And I'm like, seriously? Can't even talk to each other? And the moon is, you know, we used to take long walks at night and just bay at the moon, if you will. Yeah, we would, you know, she would come over, we would drink, we would go for long walks and go explore the night together, and that is interesting. And then we got the Hierophant here, and it could be her mom, too, because her mom was I say was, like, I don't know, like I know, but I don't know that she's passed, so if I find out in the next few days that she's passed, I would not be surprised. But it said friend here, like she was my friend. Interesting. Let's pull this card. I don't know, I pulled the Harvard. Let's specifically ask this deck. Who are you a friend of? Who are you a friend of? The Star. Interesting. That's what I'm getting. That's crazy. Okay, so what is another question I can ask? Okay, so now I'm going to ask, what message do you have for me? And it dropped a card, Two of Pentacles. Find your balance. What message do you have for me? The King of Swords. Interesting. What message do you have for me? Knife stabbed. Oh my God. Okay, so... and doesn't want to be found. Interesting. It just feels like there's so many people coming through. This one, I found out the guy I work with that had multiple people murdered. His last, pretty sure it was a cousin, the last one that passed, was stabbed. And then doesn't want to be found. I almost feel like it was a relation fight. And he was accidentally stabbed, he died, and the other one ran off. Like a brother or another relative. And he's nowhere to be found at the moment. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're going to clear this out. Because I don't have a lot more time. And we're just going to go with the straight up questions I ask normally. And see what happens in there. Interim. These are a lot. I haven't done one of these spreads in a long time, so it's creepy. Okay, I'm going to use this one again. Okay, if there's anyone that would like to come through, one person, please. Who are you? One popped out, and it's the Queen of Wands. So this is a female. I feel it's completely female. And Queen of Wands, my friend is my old friend is a Sagittarius, so yeah. She's very full. I don't think Sagittarius is a fire element, but she's very full of fire. Piss and vinegar, I would say. This deck is going to be what is your personality like? What is your personality like? And we got the freaking Death card again. So anytime I get the Death card and Temperance, there's a balance between life and death. Anytime I get the Death card in a spread, it's just them letting me know, hey, I know I'm dead. And then we got on the bottom, Nostalgia Way. I might have to check up on her because this feels very much like her energy coming through. It's not the first time I found out that somebody's passed through the cards before I found out they had passed. So my daughter's adopted mom, that's how I found out. I got a tarot deck this year, and the first spread I did with it was one of these kinds of spreads, and she came through the cards, and I'm like, did she pass? So I called my daughter, and sure enough, she had passed 2 days before. And I was like, holy crap. Like, the cards knew before I did that person had passed. So this could be very real personality. And she has a black cat, too. Oh, my God. That's crazy. And she used to dye her hair purple and blue, but this is like her hair color, too. We have similar hair color. That's crazy. Okay, so what did you learn in life? What did you learn in life? Abandoned. What did you learn in death? What did you learn in death? Buried. It's almost like they're talking in code. It's weird. Okay. What message do you have for me or anyone else? What message you have for me or anyone else? Messages. The Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands. So, take that trip. Do the damn thing. It's say whoever this is, they're saying, do the damn thing. Take that trip. Plan the trip. Write the book. Start that career. Wow. Okay. And how did you die? How did you die? How did you pass? How did you pass? Development of information and contracts. So it's almost like they found something out that they weren't supposed to. How did you die? Win or lose weight. Did you owe somebody money? Gambling? What? Like, that's crazy. Crazy. Okay. Last 4 here are going to be any other messages you have for me before I end this out here. So we got digital evidence. Okay, so that goes along with development of information and contracts. So they found out something and was killed for it. And again, the freaking knife popped up. And then white collar crime. So were they involved in the crime? And then underground. Somebody went underground. So that matches the cards I just had. Interesting. Yeah, that's great. This feels like a female. And they were roped into something illegal. And then was killed for it. For the other person to cover their tracks. And then this person's underground. Disappeared. That's all I got. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, any more to add to this, let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. If you have any more info, or if you know who it is, or whatever, just let me know. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night.